It's a funny thing to try and visualize energy in a beautiful, beautiful world. But this big thing is developing torque, a twisting force, just like you might twist a screwdriver. As you can see, that's rotating to screw something in that way. It should be clockwise, so viewed the other way, counterclockwise. Anyway, not so important. This here is a relatively ubiquitous power line running off in the distance. Presumably, this three-phase supply is primarily for this, to export power and provide the electricity for the various subsystems that manage that. So the torque this is creating, that you can appreciate when you're standing here, is quite big. It's being transferred through these wires in a weird way. So if that was like a big metal pipe that was twisting, that's, you know, it would make sense to our minds, but it's not. It's inside these wires. But in the same way that a big metal pipe would twist a motor 100 miles away, the electricity flows through these wires and twists motors elsewhere. But it's hard to conceptualize, and when things are hard to conceptualize, sometimes we oversimplify, or we take for granted, or minimize, or all sorts of non-helpful things. But yeah, there's a good example. It doesn't really, it is bigger than it seems when you're in person. It's bigger than it seems, and when you're viewing it in a little screen, lost in this helpless little screen. What a beauty. So that's renewable energy, turning momentum into torque, into electricity torque, and sending it down. Sometimes it turns machines, sometimes it forces electrons through thin wires, which then heat up and create light or heat. And sometimes it powers our electronics in the modern world. The same basic process happens in an electrical generator, where you just heat up steam. You drive the moving steam across a turbine, not dissimilar from this turbine. Most of the rest is relatively similar. Not the same as photovoltaics though, that's a different story. They just magic quantum stuff, quantum momentum into real momentum, into useful work.